Hi, hi Patrick. We're calling to order the October 21st meeting of the Lakeville Library Board of Trustees. It is 2:03 p.m. We have in attendance trustees Nancy LaFave and Patrick Marshall. I am Ruth Gross. We also have the library director, Jamie Viveros, and recording and live streaming for LakeCAM is Kevin Rutledge. In accordance with the provisions allowed by Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2021, the October 21st, 2021 public meeting of the Lakeville Library Board of Trustees will be held remotely. However, to view this meeting in progress, please go to facebook.com/LakeCAM, and you do not need a Facebook account to view the meeting. This meeting will be recorded and available to be viewed at a later date at http://www.lakecam.tv/. First in our meeting, we will go forward with the secretary's report. We've all received it. And if everybody is happy with it, I will entertain a motion to accept it as written.
So moved.
Okay, was that a second, Patrick? Okay. So I will do a roll call vote to accept those minutes of September 23rd as written. Nancy?
Aye.
Patrick?
Aye.
And I am also in agreement. So the secretary's report is accepted as written. Next, I'm going to ask Jamie to present the financial report.
So I have the financial report as of the invoices of last week. There's really nothing to report. We're in line with everything as it should be this time of year. I really don't have any concerns, or unless you had any questions about where we're at with things. Sort of, I guess the rule of thumb is like, as long as everything's under the top line there in terms of percentage, then we're good. Some things will get expended early on all the way through just because they're one-time payments, and at this point, the heating is at 0% because we haven't had to have any expenditures in that area, but it's coming soon enough. We'll probably be turning it on within the next couple of weeks. So, but today, don't need it today. It's like 75 out. So we're good.
Thank you, warm fall. Okay. All right. And Jamie, I guess we'll go ahead to your director's report, programs, services, and collections, please.
So outdoor story hour is still going well. She's had an average about 15 to 16 children per session for the 3 and younger. So she's had a pretty good crowd and still doing daily sessions. STEAM programming for school-age children is resuming this month with a couple of Halloween-themed paper circuits workshops. So we are starting to do smaller in-house, in-person programming for school-age kids. And the age-specific book shares have been modified into something called bookworms now. She's going to do just a once-a-month book club for children, kind of for all ages. And that's just kind of modified from what she was doing over the summer, which were age-specific groups. There's a Dragon Night planned for November 15th. And we've also started talking about working on a COVID-friendly version of our traditional gingerbread house program this year, because normally we would have had the kids coming in and building gingerbread houses with graham crackers and frosting and candy all kind of shared on the table, but we're going to have to modify how we do that this year. We're hoping to have that take place sometime in December. Last month was pretty busy. We had Julie Stepanek here showing the fundamentals of ukulele playing on the 23rd. Karen Chase and Andrea Lovett are local storytellers. They did their Carving Out Your Story oral history workshop on September 30th. There were 20 people here for that. That was very well attended. We tried a new thing with our local author, Steve Manchester, on October 5th. We've been doing local author series for many years where we feature a local author to come in to talk about their most recent publication. But we went live on Facebook with this talk with Steve Manchester. So his talk is actually recorded and available for viewing online through our Facebook page for folks who may not have been able to attend that night. And we're also planning to expand some of our hybrid capability for programming as well. So our next local author series presentation is planned in December, where in this case, the author is actually going to be off-site, but we're going to welcome people to join us either in person or online. So we're hoping to have the ability for the full group to interact through the use of Zoom, but modifying where you can come in person, and these will be live presentations. We'll be using the technology, but it will open up our options for bringing in speakers that may not be local as well. In the case of local author, she's been here before, it'll be Jenna Blum. All of this will be in the newsletter as well, but we'll have another presenter in December as well that will be offsite, and we will offer people the option to join us in from home or come in person if you don't have access to that technology, or you'd rather just be kind of in the group live, and it'll be an interactive live presentation. We also have in November an essential oils workshop. So we are welcoming Chris Ventura back. She's been here before, where she'll come talk about essential oils, whether you're applying them topically, using them in a diffuser, or she even has ideas of infusing them into food. That is going to be a limited program just because it will be on site in person with Chris Ventura live. So we're asking folks if they're interested to please call us to register, because we're limiting it to 25 for the capacity of that room to be able to socially distance everyone. That's happening on Tuesday, November 9th at 6:30. So that's kind of what's going on for programs, services, collections. We're trying to get back to business here.
It sounds like you're doing a good job of it.
Variety.
What is a Dragon Knight?
She is working on a craft, so they're going to build a paper craft dragon. So from the image, it looks like it has a head and an expandable body of some kind. So it will be a hands-on craft program for dragon. Yeah, it's not like a costume thing. It's going to be creating a craft in person.
That's great. Okay. Any other questions for Jamie? All right, we'll go on to the building and grounds then.
So buildings and grounds report, I really don't have any problems to report. We've had a few routine inspections planned for this month and next. And the fire department just came through and did a walkthrough of the building as well. So there are a couple of things we have to address, some emergency lighting batteries and things, but nothing major. And I've already put in a work order for those things. So I'm happy to say nothing problematic for buildings and grounds. Yeah.
What about the issue with the waterfall, the one that was pooling or leaking or something?
It hasn't done that again. I have had to fill it every couple of weeks, but it didn't do that strange pooling again when I had to fill it the last time. So
it might have been with all the heavy rain.
Overflow?
Yeah. Overflow, or even if I had it filling for too long, like that's what I'm not sure is if the reservoir was full and it was overflowing under where I couldn't see, and it was the reservoir was full, but it didn't do it the next time that I had.
Do you have a date when we're going to shut that off?
I just got the letter from them, so I'll call them to coordinate. Okay. I don't have a date, but it will be soon, because the we usually do it around the same time when we shut off irrigation. And I have to work with highway this year to see when that's going to happen. I don't have any dates for those things yet, but relatively soon.
So all the irrigation will stop, the lawns and the waterfall will stop at the same time.
Okay,
I just realized I don't have, on the agenda, I don't include my other area. I should probably add that in.
Yeah, go ahead now. I think this is a
Yeah,
good
I
time.
would say I'm gonna add it to the template for the agenda. So the state aid financial forms went in on September 29th to the MBLC. The Lakeville Arts and Music Festival was held on October 2nd, and it was a very nice day. It was great to see people around on the grounds and people coming in, but we definitely noticed a little bit less foot traffic in the building this year. We weren't sure if it was just because it was masks required, but we think it's also because the Friends didn't host their usual bingo game. And so I think we had just less people coming in because the bingo game had go and visit the Great Ponds Gallery or check out the children's room or take a look at the book nook. So we had people coming in and getting library cards that day. So we had prepared our new staff for how busy we usually are on an arts and music festival day. And we didn't have the foot traffic. But there was one thing that ended up being different this year in that an outdoor space was created for family programming right out on the front lawn. So normally we just have there's like a library oriented performer that tends to be close to the building, but they're sometimes up front, and on occasion they've been in the big room. But this year, with trying to keep everybody outside as much as possible, that front lawn area was designated kind of as a children's space and a family play space. So we had Ed was here doing animal balloons all day, and then Trevor, the games man, started out doing stilt walking and then ended up there and did kind of lawn games with the kids. And it was so successful and really nice to see people having a space to just be and gather safely outside. And after that, it was like we really would like to have that all of the time. So Miss Teresa actually went to the festival committee meeting to kind of debrief how and give our feedback as the library of how successful we thought that area was this year, that now it's going to be here to stay. And she's going to take an active part in the planning for next year's activities. She's always been a silent partner with the council, but she's going to take a more active role now and actually have the responsibility for planning and managing that new children's area on the front lawn for us. So that's sort of exciting for us as the library. We've always had a great partnership with the Lakeville Arts Council, but now there's, like I said, someone from the library will be an active member on the festival planning committee.
The original date for the first Arts and Music Festival was the day before our ribbon cutting for opening the building we're in now. So that's how it all started, that they decided to tie in. So we've been together for all those years.
I didn't realize it was related to the building opening at all. So that's great. And so I wanted to let you know too that I'm assisting with the search process for the assistant town clerk position too. So hopefully there'll be somebody in place for that position sometime within the next month or so.
That's wonderful. Okay. And Jamie, you are not going to say it out loud, but we do have some glowing letters from the Arts Council about Teresa and about you on your help with the festival and your willingness to be involved and give a hand and do a great job, which we believe as well. So thank you for sharing those letters, but also thank you for representing the library so well.
Pleasure.
Our next, does anyone have questions for Jamie? All right, we will go ahead to the report of the Friends of the Library.
So the next meeting of the Friends of the Library is scheduled for next Monday, October 25th at 6. Normally they meet the first Monday, but they had to change this month's meeting date because of a few conflicts. And because the meeting is so late in October now, they will not meet in November. And I anticipate on the agenda will be some discussion about whether or not they will have an open house in December. I mean, normally, along with the gingerbread building program that's put on by the library, the Friends have an open house where there's cookies and cider. But given the situation now with food and discouraging kind of buffet style refreshments at things, I'm not sure if we will do it or if it will just be done in a modified style. So they'll be discussing it at the meeting. I also need to check in with the Board of Health agent too, to see if there's any concerns about doing that. But I think if we had things packaged, it probably would follow the same formula, I guess, is what we did for the gallery reception, where the items are out there on a table, people can take them away and enjoy them in another space. So hopefully we'd be able to do that, but it's still a little up in the air for this year.
Okay. Any questions about the Friends? All right. Next is the Great Ponds Gallery. I have to admit that I have not seen our new exhibit. It went up on Monday, and it is acrylic paintings by Dan Cooney. And Dan has floral themed paintings and also several pieces that are more abstract in nature called drip line variations. And he has explained that they were created as his reaction to the pandemic. Other than that, the gallery is up and running. We've got a 2.5-year waiting list, and we're getting applications about once a month or every 6 weeks, thereabouts. So we're doing okay, and we will be doing the high school exhibit this year, which we did not have last year. And I'm happy to be partnering with the art departments at Ponequid and Old Colony again this year. So here we go. There is an opening reception for Dan's exhibit on Saturday, November 6th from noon to 1:30 p.m. Okay, Jamie, we're gonna go to the next thing, which is equipment.
Okay, so as I mentioned in the programs and services portion of my director's report, we're hoping to expand on some of our virtual programming capabilities. So we've been doing this with the book group monthly, where we take advantage of the Meeting Owl and the Zoom technology to bring people who are here in person in the Great Ponds Gallery room. We've moved to that larger space in order to spread out. So we have anywhere from 10 to 12 people in person, and then there's about an equal number at home that have been participating in Zoom. That's been going well. But as I mentioned, we're hoping to be able to expand upon it, where we're bringing people in from outside and then having more of a, I guess, audience style presentation, because the technology that we have now with the Meeting Owl is really designed to be in the middle of a group of people around it. It's a 360 camera, so it will adjust based on who's speaking. But what I'm proposing here is I would like to get a webcam that would be more of a fixed unit that could either be facing out to show the in-person attendance to the presenter, or in some cases, if we have an in-person presenter that we want to be able to showcase on Zoom to people at home, that we could turn it in that direction, but it would really be a one-directional camera that has a little bit of a wider scope. And so that's what I've sent information to you on. It would be to supplement what we're using now, because we're hoping to have a little bit of a different setup. And another option too is I've asked you to support the purchase of a couple of laptops. So we, many years ago, received a laptop from LakeCAM. They donated a laptop to the library, which we used for a good many years. It's actually the machine that Miss Teresa used during the time when we were closed to the public and she was offering all of her story hours online. But at this point, it was not new when I got here, and I've been here 6 years, so it's really outlived its usefulness in terms of technology. We can no longer get the updates on it that we need to have. And we really could use more than one machine, because during the time when, you know, we had hybrid things happening or we were reaching people at home, I was also using my own personal machine because there were no laptops to be bought early in the pandemic. It was hard to get technology. But I think things now, they're available, the pricing is come down back to a normal state. So I would like for us to have 2 laptops to work with in terms of having options for managing these online and hybrid programming for us. So the total cost, the cost of the laptops is $1,041.28. That includes 2 off-lease laptops, the shipping to get them here, as well as installing Microsoft Office, because they do need some productivity software, because oftentimes we have people who are making presentations on PowerPoint, so it needs that capability. And then the webcam that I'm proposing is a Logitech conference cam, and that is $392.34. And I just realized now that I don't have the total. I think I sent it to you. It's in the email with the meeting.
I just added $1,978.56.
It wasn't, it's 1-4. Hold on, I'll just.
1433.62.
Thank you.
Okay, then I'm not adding the right thing. I'm
Yeah,
adding,
because the 2 laptops is $910 altogether. Each laptop is $455.
Oh,
because
okay.
We would be getting
what I
off
have
these.
says total cost $1,041.
And then you add the webcam to that. So altogether, let's see, 428, 392, 34, 6. Yeah, $1,433.62. So in the department head meeting today, we talked a little bit about the CARES Act funding. There's still CARES Act funding available. So we would try to put this forth for reimbursement, because it's a COVID related expense. Like, this is to be able to do virtual programming for the community, and we're venturing into something that we didn't do before. So we would try to put that forth for reimbursement. So it's possible that it could come out of that money, but it's done by reimbursement. So you would authorize the expenditure, we would purchase the items, and then when I submit to the accounts payable department, it would try to go through the CARES Act funding first. So it's possible that you won't have to actually expend this, but you don't really know until after whether or not they would approve it as an expense.
So if,
Amy, sorry, Nancy. I was just gonna say, did you talk to Ari about this also possibly coming from the host community agreement funds that we talked about?
No, I didn't ask for that purpose.
This would fall under
But
that.
a question about that, is that where, do we have to put a proposal forward first that it gets approved, or is it done on reimbursement basis?
No, you have to. So that email I sent you earlier with the application earlier this month, we need to fill that out, and then the committee will approve the projects. But this certainly would fall under that type of community betterment idea behind it.
I'm concerned a little with the timeline because the programs are in December.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not, will the
I don't
committee
know
have?
I don't know if it's something that you could, I would ask Ari as far as if it is something that could be, if we purchased it, could we be reimbursed? I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay.
So my question was, if we don't get that money out of that particular thing or the betterment, where would it come from out of our budget?
It wouldn't come from the appropriated budget. I would use gifts for this because it's related specifically to programming. And your technology upgrades tend to come out of gift funds. Because we don't have a line within the appropriated budget to handle something like this.
So can we have Madam Chairman, if we put forth a motion that allows
I-
Jamie to go forward with this?
I'm still confused about the price because the paperwork I have has 910 for the 2 notebooks, but it also has shipping and Microsoft Office Standard. So are we not including those?
It's 910 for the 2 laptops plus
Right.
2728 for shipping, plus 104 for Office. That's for both machines.
Oh, that's for both. Okay.
That's for both. So the total cost for the laptops to purchase them, get them here, and equip them with Microsoft Office, it's $1,041.28. And then the webcam is a separate purchase at $392.34. Yep.
I see. I've got you. I'm sorry. Little confusion. I've got it. Okay, so what was the total again, please?
$1,433.62.
Okay. All right, I will then entertain a motion to support the purchase of the webcam and the 2 laptops. Well, it's for the total of $1,433.62. Plus, is there possibly tax because it says per state on an estimated tax? No tax?
No tax.
Okay. So
I'm-
$1,433.62.
I move that we do that.
Second.
Okay. All right, and we will have a roll call vote. Nancy? Patrick?
Aye.
And I am also in favor, so wonderful. We're all just getting
So-
really techy here.
Is there a chance that you'll have delivery by December then, Jamie?
Yes. Yeah, because if I order this now with the idea of we work on where it's going to come from after on those other options, it should be here by December. Probably sooner than that even.
Great. Okay, Jamie, do you have anything else you'd like to discuss or bring up? Nancy or Patrick? All right, we'll go on to choosing our next meeting time. Patrick, is the 2 o'clock time still working for you?
Yeah, as long as we're zooming.
Zooming it is. Okay,
We've been meeting the third Thursday.
so that would be November 18th,
Right.
2 o'clock. Does that work for everybody?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so our next meeting will be November 18th at 2 o'clock, and Jamie will provide us with Zoom information. Anything else? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Second,
Okay, Nancy, I assume you're in
Aye.
favor. Patrick, I assume you're in favor.
Aye.
With your motion. I am also in favor. This meeting is adjourned at 2:32 p.m.